Two of 2025's hottest mid-range phones face off. Which one really delivers? On the left, the budget-friendly Samsung Galaxy A16 5G, packing solid essentials. And on the right, the feature-packed Motorola Edge 50 Pro, boasting flagship specs and an outstanding display. Let's give the buzzwords and get to the real stuff. Each category earns points, and at the end, you'll see exactly who comes out on top. The result might not be what you expect.
Okay, before we zoom in, here's our mind map for the battle. We're going to look at price, performance, camera, display, battery, build-in durability, storage, design, and software. All the stuff you really care about. Ready? Let's roll. First up, price. So the Samsung Galaxy A16 5G is definitely the wallet-friendly choice here. I mean, it's significantly more affordable, and honestly, if you're just after solid value and you don't want to drop a ton of cash, this is the one screaming your name. But yeah, you're giving up some fancy extra features. No sugarcoating it. Now, the Edge 50 Pro, almost double the price. Sure, it looks and feels super premium for what you pay, but unless you really want those flagship perks, it's kinda hard to justify. Between the two, Galaxy A16 5G easily takes the win for price. All right, performance. So, Galaxy A16 5G is all right for your everyday stuff. Scrolling, texting, catching up on memes, you name it. But if you're getting into intense gaming or heavy multitasking, the MediaTek Dimensity 6300 is fine, but not a speed demon. Motorola Edge 50 Pro, though, now we're talking. This thing packs a punch with its Snapdragon chip, plus up to 12 gigabytes of RAM. It basically makes everything snappier, from launching apps to running demanding games. One catch? The battery does run down faster if you're going full power mode. But let's not kid around. The Edge 50 Pro snatches this category. For cameras, okay, the Galaxy A16 5G does bring in a 50 megapixel main shooter, and the triple lens setup is legit for most casual snaps. The other sensors, they're kind of basic, but hey, it gets the job done. Now, the Edge 50 Pro, absolute beast in this area. It has a 50 megapixel main, sure, but also throws in a super handy 13 megapixel ultra-wide and a 10 megapixel telephoto lens with 3x optical zoom. So, if you love photography or just want to get creative, this is the one to beat. Only thing is, that fancy zoom might be overkill if you're just snapping food pics. Still, Motorola easily takes the win for camera versatility. Time for a quick fun fact. Did you know the Motorola Edge 50 Pro can top up from 0 to full in just about 18 minutes with that 125-watt charger? That's like taking a power nap and waking up to a fully charged phone. I mean, how wild is that? Display time! Galaxy A16 5G rocks a big 6.7-inch FHD Plus LCD panel at 90 Hz. Honestly, it's pretty bright and big for its price range, but yeah, the refresh rate could be smoother, and it can't hit those top-end brightness levels. Now, the Edge 50 Pro? Oh, and here's something cool. It's rocking a 6.7-inch FHD Plus OLED with a crazy 144 Hz refresh rate, plus wild levels of brightness like up to 1200 nits. Colors pop, everything just feels premium. So yeah, if you care about binge-watching shows or just gorgeous screens, Motorola is flexing hard here. Battery? All right, this is actually interesting. The Galaxy A16 5G packs a solid 5,000 milliamp hour cell, and thanks to the efficient chipset, it'll get you through a busy day, maybe even longer. The charging? Pretty standard at 15 to 25 watts. Nothing wild. Now, the Edge 50 Pro doesn't have the biggest battery, 4,500 milliamp hours, but the charging speed is bananas, with 125 watts super fast charging. So you can refuel almost instantly. But real talk, that smaller capacity means heavy users will notice shorter endurance. Over a full day, the A16 5G just keeps going. So it gets the crown here. When it comes to build-in durability, Galaxy A16 5G plays it safe, with a light plastic body and IP54 for basic dust and splash resistance. Totally fine for everyday stuff, but it's not dripping with premium vibes. The Edge 50 Pro, though, whoa, you get serious durability. IP68 rating, so actual water resistance,
a Gorilla Glass front, and metal frame. It's got some heft, sure, but it feels solid. And honestly, pretty fancy. Yep, Motorola takes this one. Storage options are always a biggie. Galaxy A16 5G keeps things nice and simple, with a base 128 gigabytes. But wait, there's micro SD expansion, so less stress about running out. Now, the Edge 50 Pro comes in hot, with faster internal storage, either 256 or even 512 gigabytes UFS. Apps load super fast, but no micro SD slot. So if you want to expand, you're kind of stuck. For speed and raw storage, Motorola wins, though if you actually care more about expandability, that might sway you back to Samsung. Let's talk design. Galaxy A16 5G, well, it's simple, super minimalist. Actually has some fun color choices too. But you do get chunkier bezels and that plasticky feel. The Edge 50 Pro, meanwhile, looks luxe, with curved OLED edges, slick premium materials, and it's just honestly more modern and slim. Only catch, color options are kinda limited. But yeah, if you want that wow look, Motorola's the one. And finally, software. The Samsung side runs on One UI, which is stable and frankly brings a pretty decent update policy. But just keeping it real, it's got a bit of bloatware sometimes. Motorola's My UX is a lot cleaner and comes with barely any pre-installed junk. Updates? Honestly, Motorola's pace has been a tad slow in the past. So if you want a totally minimal experience, go Motorola. If you care about smoother updates, Samsung might edge ahead. Honestly, it's a toss-up. Let's call it a tie. So here's how they stack up across all those categories. Pretty clear, right? Samsung takes price and battery life. Motorola dominates pretty much everything else with its insane specs and flagship vibes. All right, let's wrap it up. If you want reliable 5G and you're not about spending big, Samsung Galaxy A16 5G is a no-brainer. But if you're chasing that premium feel, stunning display, beastly cameras, and all the flagship extras, the Edge 50 Pro is the winner in this fight. Hope you had a blast with this face-off. If you want more honest, down-to-earth tech comparisons, make sure to follow. You seriously don't want to miss the next